You're
Welcome
too,
back,
bro.
y'all, to another episode of the Cage Walk Podcast with Kayla. Y'all, right now, I have him back again. It is UFC heavyweight fighter Alvin Hines. It's always a pleasure to talk to you and have you on here. How are you doing?
Man, it's been a while. I've been just biting at the bit to get back in there. So I'm glad to be back on the show.
Yeah, I'm super excited. And look, one of the reasons I wanted to have you on is not we, but we have some news to drop though. Um, what's going on?
I got that contract signed. So, oh, baby, July 18th, we're back in the cage.
I am super excited. And as I was talking to you the other day, you already know I'm going to be there. So I'm like so excited. But you've been on suspension for a year. I mean, you've been training, you've been getting ready, but you have not been able to set foot back in that cage. You got to see when your teammates fight. He was on the UFC card last night, and you got your nerves going, your energy, like you're ready. But how excited are you?
Pumped. I'm as soon as I sign the contract, every morning I wake up now is different. Every
You said
just
you wake up
move
what?
in general. Every morning, like every morning I wake up, it is different. Every move I make throughout the day feels different. It put a whole new fire inside of me. Super pumped.
I'm pumped for you. You know, the last time, hey, real quick, guys on the chat, if you have any questions for Alvin here, we're trying something. I just want to see how it goes because I can't always get my fighters live streamed on social media. So we're doing a live stream like this. If you have any questions for him, want to know anything about the UFC world, the fight world, anything about Alvin, send in a question and I'll ask him. He's super cool, dude. I know he'd be totally cool with this being a test run. Um, but yeah, I sorry. Back on Alvin. Um how I forgot what I just asked. Oh my God. Um um so anyway, recap. You came back in a year after, you got that itch, you're ready. Obviously for those who know you and follow you, you made a mistake that got you suspended. I'm sure we've learned from that and it's not gonna happen. But besides that, what changes have you made in your training, in your career, to get ready for this fight, July 18th?
I was out in Vegas for a while, trained out there at Extreme Couture and the PI. That was a whole nother experience in itself. Back in Minnesota for a while, and I'm gonna go in between both. Also, go out to Phoenix
Okay.
at Hobby's gym with Waldo and all those monsters over there. So not a whole bunch has changed except for that Vegas trip and seeing how that is. I will be making some training go out there, but other than that, it stayed pretty close. It's going to stay pretty close to the same, a lot more narrowed in. The only thing is, there's not a whole bunch of video on this guy, but either way, it wouldn't matter who it was going to be. I don't need a bunch of video because he's coming in at a bad time.
Yeah. Like I feel like anyone who's coming in off of this time, like you said, it does not
Oh,
matter. You're going in there to put on a show and you're going to F someone up.
let's go.
Yeah. Um I cannot imagine. I mean, I know people take breaks and stuff, but for you to have to, take a break not because of your decision. I mean, I mean, I know you've also had times where you've taken a break just with training and just not getting right back in the cage. But is it harder to know, like, dang, like being forced to not get in the cage compared to like I'm doing it for my own good?
Well, I actually, when this time that I had off, I didn't just train for fighting. I trained to teach other fighters how to set up their life for after fighting. So I was training for both, and it kept me busy because there's a lot to learn, and there's a lot of fighters that need it.
Yeah. But that's a good way to spend that time. You know what I mean? Like you have to do something rather than just sitting around waiting. Like yes, you're going to get back in that octagon eventually, but what can you do right now to help others while you have to wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And
And
you
it,
have
it was
some.
it brought a lot to my attention that, like, because I ain't the only one in this situation. I ain't the only one that, had to take a break from fighting. It could be from an injury, it could be
Mhm.
from getting suspended, it could be from multiple different things. And fighters need to know what to do, not only to keep them in the right mindset for when they do get back in there, but so that all this hard work to get to this level doesn't go to waste. Because I know what it takes to get to this level, and to go back to fighting for the rest of your life just to keep the lights on is crazy.
Yeah. And I remember in our first interview we talked about of like who would Alvin be if you weren't a fighter, what would you be doing to keep those lights on, you know? So it's like you can't do it forever. Um
That's right.
sorry, I'm trying to see if we have any questions. We have one. It's how much do you weigh? But Janice, he's a heavyweight, so
Boy,
so he,
I'm actually right at heavy. I'm at 265, right at fight weight, fluctuate from 260 to 265. But by the time I step in the octagon, I'll be 245 to 250. I'll be like a well-fed cheetah.
a well-fed cheetah. Right now he's about 265. There it's hard to hear because the volume's low for some reason. But when he steps into the cage, he'll be between 240, 245, and as he said, as a well-fed cheetah. Um look, Alvin's probably one of the funniest guys that I've had the pleasure of meeting and talking to. Which is why I'm super pumped to see him fight in person. Uh Oklahoma, when what do you think about fighting in Oklahoma? Because I don't know why when I think of Oklahoma, I think of nothing. Like obviously there's Oklahoma City, but I don't know. It's just one of those things. I'm like, what's there to do in Oklahoma besides fight?
I don't know either. I've never been there. I don't even know anyone from Oklahoma.
Me,
They just sent me the contract, and I thought about it, and I was like, I will fight anywhere they send me to. Just let me just let me fight.
I'm just ready to go.
Let's go.
Compared to your last camp, I mean, you said nothing's changed, but I mean, I feel like for any fighter after a fight, there's always something maybe they could work on. Um, But looking back at your last fight, is there anything that you wish you would have done differently during your camp or even during the fight that you're going to prepare better for this time around?
100%. Yeah, actually, now you kind of sparked a memory. I do things different now. When I go to practice, I'm not just going there to practice. I go there with something that I'm working on,
Hmm.
whether it's I need to get better at shooting, I need to get better at this kind of striking. I make sure I go into practice working on something, not just
Yes.
going in there doing the same stuff over and over, because you don't get better doing that. Yeah,
No,
you might get
absolutely.
in shape, but you're not getting better. So I go in there with a set thing that I'm working on.
Yeah. But hey, that's the way to do it. And I love that. I mean, your fighters, like they say, they do the same things. Like, yeah, I need to work on my strike. I need to work on my strike. Okay, but what are you going to do to improve your striking rather than just striking the same way you've been doing?
Exactly, exactly.
And I hear that stuff all the time. I'm like, and I really want to, when I ask about it, they're like, oh, I'm just doing this and this. I'm like, that's what you said you're doing last time. And obviously it's not working.
Oh,
Like, and not in like in a mean way, but I'm like, well, like, look, for those who like struggle with that, listen to Alvin. Like he's telling you, like, do something different. Don't keep doing the same thing and practicing the same thing because it's obviously not working.
that was my coach from Minnesota, Billy, sent me a meme that said that, and Sean Strickland said it when I was down there at practice. And I
Yeah.
thought about it. I'm like, that is true. Like, you got to go in there and work on something. And I noticed it started improving stuff right away. Right away.
And that's the way to do it. I mean, you have been in your career since you started it in 2011 up into your last fight in the UFC. You have been undefeated. So like you know what you're doing. But to have that fight IQ to realize like, okay, I messed up. I got that first loss. I'm gonna make sure it doesn't happen again.
Let's go. Yes.
you know. And
Yeah, because I went. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I went to Brazil and watched a guy fight Deniz, and nothing against Deniz. We just all have stuff to work on. He got taken down,
Hmm.
and he doesn't have the best ground game. Obviously, and that was my game plan. He just hit me so damn hard when I was coming in for a shot that it made me hesitant on my shots after that, and I didn't keep taking him down like I was supposed to.
Yeah.
Well, the guy in Brazil took him down, and that was the whole change in the fight. That's how he beat him. He just took
He
him
took it
down,
down.
took him on the ground where he was weak.
Yeah. And hey, to realize like that, like, and I hate that. I mean, a lot of fighters don't have that footage on them, but to have that game plan, that idea of going in and then watching them fight other people, like you just said with how he just fought the Brazilian and lost by how you planned on getting
Yeah.
that win, but you gotta you're like, damn it, that's supposed to be me.
Oh, what do you do? Go back to the drawing board.
Hey, but again, super excited. You like you said, you've had this time off. Like you know what you're gonna do, and you're gonna get this win. Um, you're gonna have two of your biggest fans there. Hopefully, I
Let's
get approved
go.
for my media credentials, and I'll get to interview you after your fight.
Yeah, yeah, that'll be good and I'll get a better camera too if you want to redo this one or whenever. I always enjoy talking to you.
Yes, no, look, so regardless, I mean, I'm going to be in Oklahoma. I don't see why I wouldn't get my credentials, but regardless of if I've got, I mean, obviously I have your number. I'm calling you like, hey, I'm in Oklahoma. Let's get this pre-fight interview in. Let's do this post-fight interview at the hotel. Like, we're gonna get it.
Let's go.
It's gonna be a good time. I really need to figure out like what there's to do in Oklahoma though.
Watch
I
UFC
know.
fights.
I know last time we talked, when you made your return, you were hoping to be on that White House card. But I kind of want your opinions on the White House card. I mean, obviously we got Ilya Taporia versus Justin Gaethje, which I think is going to be a phenomenal fight.
And I mean, you can't take it away. You can't take it away from Hokett that he did good the last fight.
Yeah.
Still a meathead, but I give credit where it's earned.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm excited. And it's hard. It's one of those fights that I like both of them. I'm a fan of both, but really what I want to ask you asking this question about the White House, because you got that interim heavyweight championship belt. You got Alex Pereira and Cyril Gahn, and Alex Pereira is moving up to heavyweight. And I wanted to kind of get your thoughts on that being a heavyweight fighter.
I've always been a Chama fan, and I think that that's the way it's going to go. From what I observed throughout my short time of being a UFC fan, that Prayer's gonna Prayer's gonna win.
Oh, 100%. I've seen, maybe it's only once. Yeah, I've seen Pereira fight once and I've met Pereira. And I mean, you think of him as this tall, scary looking dude, and I'm like, well, you're actually a pretty good dude. Even though you can't understand what I'm saying, you just smile the whole time.
That's all right. Yeah, as long as he's smiling and not a fake one. But I'm looking forward to meeting him. Whenever I meet people, that are very successful like that and
Yeah.
they're decent people, it always makes me feel better.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's one thing like that's been hard. Like you have some of these fighters, especially UFC, who like seem really great on social media. And when you meet them, they're complete jackasses. I'm like, look, I'm so glad Alvin's so cool because he's funny on and off social media. No,
I appreciate that because I work on it.
he said I worked
I
on it.
just I, I just be a good person. We all have our flaws. So my girlfriend, she came down to Vegas. She is sitting over on the bench acting all weird, and I'm like, "What's up?" She goes, "Is that Sean Strickland?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Do you think he'll yell at me if I ask him for a picture?" I'm like, "That is mostly online." I was like, "He's actually super like laid back and a good
Yes.
coach. Like, just go ask him. And he's so absolutely. And she goes, oh wow, he's nothing like, like he those freakouts that they film sometimes. And I'm like, well, we all have those.
Right.
We all lash out. Yeah.
I remember I met Sean Strickland, UFC Nashville. I got to go to the Fighter Hotel and hang out with them, and I got to hang out with Sean Strickland, and I was terrified to go up to him. Like I even had like I had my UFC press pass on to like make sure he knew like I was part of the UFC, fight night, and I I kind of trembled a little bit, because I'm like, is he gonna say some off the wall stuff to me? But after that, like he ended up following me on Facebook and has liked random posts, and like I did ask him to get on the podcast. I knew he was gonna say no. I'm like, let me just shoot my shot. But he was really
Hey.
respectful about it, And I'm like, you're not the Sean Strickland that we see on Facebook and Instagram.
And he actually has his like own way of being inspirational at the end of practice.
you know,
It's in his own way, but I get what he's saying, and it's true. It's a good group of guys over there.
yeah.
All a
Oh
bunch of
yeah.
killers, yeah. All a
It
bunch of killers. I enjoy practicing there.
yeah, I it's awesome to see these guys like you said. I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, every one of you, I mean, you don't get into fighting for no reason. You know what I mean? Every fighter has a story. Yours in particular is a very deep story that got you into it that, literally saved your life. So y'all, if you don't know Alvin's story, go back on my YouTube, check out our first interview. We're not going to go through all that right now. It's a long story, but it's a really good one, very inspiring. Um, I'd say like Alvin always has some great advice to give, and just the questions on that first interview. And I mean, he's full of wisdom and just being through what he's been through. He's definitely a good YouTube to watch or interview to watch. It's posted up on my YouTube. But yeah, I don't feel like an average person who has been handed, you know, gold, silverware, or silver, whatever that saying is. I can't think of what it is right
Yeah,
now. You know, would do it. Everyone has some kind of, I don't want to say sad story because not everyone's a sad story, but there's something in them that's like is what led them to fighting.
absolutely.
A silver
Absolutely.
platter. That's what it is.
A lot of times, they feel like that's all they have left. And that class that I started doing, that's a big part of it. Because
Yeah.
they go into like depression when they go broke after, because they finally made it to their dream. They
Yeah.
finally got that first paycheck. I remember times skipping the light bill to pay for striking. I remember that. And it makes it a lot easier for me to talk to them and help them, because I'm
Yeah.
still living it with them. So helping them makes me feel better. Being able to know exactly how they feel and ways to help them, because you're right, every fighter does have a story. Every
Mhm.
fighter deserves, for all this hard work, to live a future that they want to live,
Yeah.
because we fought our butts off to get to where we're at.
Yeah. And literally, like people say, I fought for my life. No, y'all literally have fought to be where you're at. Like,
Dead, yes.
I mean, on both sides, literally and um, not literally. Can't think of words today. I'm struggling. I'm sorry. But no, I
Hey,
mean, I love that you found your outlet because, like I said, I mean, you do your story, and there's some other fighters I've talked to with the addiction and just the depression and just everything that almost destroyed their life, and they found that outlet to become better and literally become the best of
yeah,
the best. I mean,
yeah, God gave me a big platform. The UFC gave me God put me in the UFC to give me a platform to help other people and to live out my dream as well. And it's just been a huge, awesome journey over and over and over. And it just keeps getting better.
oh yeah, hey, and it only can, right?
That's right. That's right.
But dude, I've liked this talk today. Our first one in this one's been great. I always love getting you on here. I mean, it's only our second one, but I mean, the first time that you had that I had you on. We were talking before that, and just getting to know you outside of just having on my podcast has been awesome. I'm super excited, and y'all make sure you stay tuned because there's going to be a merch dropping soon.
That's what else I was gonna say. I was like, don't forget to tell them about the shirts too.
Yes, we are currently making some shirts for Alvin's return. And again, for those who just joined on, I've got UFC heavyweight fighter here, Alvin Uzi Hines. I mean, everyone knows obviously there's stories and articles about it. He has been suspended for the last year, but he's making his return finally in Oklahoma City, July 18th. Um, and we're gonna get him some sick merch designs. We're trying to get the right style going, but I think we're like in this last round. So he will be dropping those soon. And y'all, for those in the area of the Memphis, Mississippi, Arkansas area, Oklahoma is only 7 hours away. Make sure you show up and show
Let's
your
go.
support. This is going to be Alvin's second fight in the UFC. He's 7-1. Prior to his first UFC fight, he was undefeated as an amateur and a pro. So I know he's a little disappointed about that loss, but I know he's going to make sure to bring back that win again on his second UFC fight.
Spinning elbow, calling it.
Um, I love this like off the wall questions, dude. I don't even know who you are. I'm not even gonna like even whatever. Um.
Let's hear
Anyway,
it.
huh?
What they have for a question?
I'm not even gonna. It's just someone talking crap.
Oh, I love them people.
Okay, so his name is Casanova Valentino.
Like Casanova, I think that I don't know what it means, but it sounds cool.
Whoa, he really doesn't like you. Ask him if he's gay, and then when he says no, ask him if his mom knows he's gay.
I'm still gonna win on July 18th and tell them I'll pray for
There we go.
them.
See, look, I don't understand. I mean, what did Alvin do to you? Like, honestly, like what? Who hurt
I
you,
think
man?
people don't like that I think people don't like that I smile so much and then I'm just really I give it a lot of
Happy?
heart in the ring.
How dare you smile and have fun and enjoy a conversation? Like, what is wrong with you, Alvin? Get serious.
I I as soon as the bolt drops, that's when the series comes out.
He said, "Thanks for the prayers, bro." Casanova, who hurt you? Um, if it was your mom, I'm so sorry. But
Um what else so the merch drops and I know you talk to a lot of fighters, so I will send you a code or a link for my class also. It's something that
yes,
a lot of them need. So I'll send you that to post with the video, and then whenever you get the link for the shirts too, that'll be awesome. It'll be a big help.
yes, I honestly, so the link, like, so much has happened over the last couple months that, or since we did it. And I remembered about the thing. I want to add that to our website. Um,
Oh, okay.
the
Yeah, that
Odd
would be
Smoker
awesome.
website. And then I also want to make a post about it because you're right. I mean, I think a lot of the young guys that I work with, especially, and I mean, I even have amateur fighters who are in their teens who just go through it, they've been through it at such a young age. Definitely is going to be a great platform for them to, because I mean, you've been at the bottom of the barrel, you know what I mean? And if anyone can relate to these men or even women who are going through it, it's going to be you.
Yeah. Yeah. And the team that I work with, they open up so many doors and they have so many connections and they're willing to help. Like they do what they do to help people.
Yeah.
It's such a good program, and they've helped me. It's called Speakpreneur, and they just help me with all of this stuff and let me be a better version of myself. And it took a lot of stress off me to be able to train and become a better fighter.
Yeah.
Like it gave me a lot more confidence. It gave me platforms to help other people, help other fighters so that they don't have to worry and stress about their future so they can do what they do best, and that's fighting. I
Yeah.
start talking with my hands, and then I get excited about this stuff. So
But that's a good thing. It shows that love. It's not just a paycheck. Yeah, everyone wants to get paid doing this, but to you, it's the heart and the passion. Like you just want to help the next generation. You want to help these fighters that are growing up, and their end goal is to be in the UFC. Like I've talked to and friends with so many fighters where they want to be in the UFC. You know what I mean? But they don't have necessarily all the resources and the right resources to get them to where they need to be.
yeah, and it can get discouraging. It's hard. There's times where I'm like, I might have to just pick a different route. I maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe this, maybe that.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for my faith and the sponsors I had and the people God blessed me with, it would have been impossible.
Yeah.
Because
It,
every time it got really bad, I'd say some prayers, and into my life would come someone that would be able to help me out in ways that I just never would have expected.
I like every time we talk, like just talk like this. I'm like, I always go back to your story. Because everything he's saying, all again, like he's been through it, and he's wanted to give up so many times, and here he is. And is it? I
Let's
mean,
go.
I remember when I asked you in our first interview, like, what was going through your mind when you saw the lights and the octagon and all, like the hundreds of thousands of people, like, and it was so surreal to you because you got that call, like they needed a fighter to step up and you did, and here you are now getting your second fight. Now that you signed your second contract, does it still feel so surreal? Like, or is it like, I'm here, I deserve it, like I earned the spot.
Yeah, and I got a statement to make. So you're not going to want to miss it.
I'm trying to see. Tell them to use the liver kick, where to curl your toes, and use the ball of your foot to stab the liver. Use the jab to set it up.
I have been seeing that thrown a lot. Like I've been
Yeah.
seeing like a lot of fights end with that.
That's Casanova, so I guess he's cool again.
Oh, well, he must pay attention because I actually had my teammate Isaiah Gomez. He'll be he'll be a heavyweight in the UFC and not in the time coming here. But he ended his last fight with a slick liver kick.
Yeah. Hey, look at him giving some advice now rather than making some comments. Love it. I love that. The prayers worked
The
already.
prayers, it was the prayers.
The prayers worked. No,
Yeah,
look, we don't have much time because I only get 40 minutes on Zoom, so we're down to the last 5 minutes. But um, I know you said that just a minute ago. You said you have a statement to make. Um, what is that statement that you want to make?
that the wait was worth it. That I do belong in the UFC. That the fight of the night bonuses are for me.
I love it. Look, no, seriously, because like, I think you said in the last one, it wasn't so much nerves, but it was that voice in your head, like, do I belong here? Like you were
100%.
kind of just more doubting yourself rather than, I don't want to say you weren't excited because who's not going to be excited to go into the octagon, but that other voice was really just taking over. And hopefully you're like saying, F you voice, like, I do belong here. I'm getting ready for my second fight. I'm gonna show you who I am. I'm the boss. You know what I mean? Instead of just because, like you just said, like you do deserve to be there. You've worked your butt off since 2011 when you made your debut. Within 2011, yeah, August 13th, 2011. But he thinks I'm crazy because he signed the contract, y'all. Literally 10 minutes later, I text him and said, "Oh my God, you're fighting Oklahoma City."
Yeah, that was weird. That I just emailed it back and I was like, whoa. Tapping my phone to see if you wired it or something.
Look, that was funny. I mean, he really truly was like, "How did you know this? I'm magical."
That's right. I'm pumped to do the live interview down in Oklahoma too.
Yes, I think that is going to be. Look, I love both of our interviews, but I love this one because we're just being like so. I mean, it's a
Real.
mix of being serious, yeah, real. A mix of being funny and serious. I mean, not that our first one wasn't, but that was just my typical get to know the fighter kind of thing, and this one's just kind of been. I think this is really my first one where we're not really talking about fight camp. We're not talking about someone's life story. We're just shooting the shit, having a good time. Um, so I love it. I mean, I did not want it to just be, oh, he's got news, that's it. You know what I mean? So this whole day I've been trying to figure out like what do I want to do. Um, but
And
yeah.
if anyone gets any of my fight cards, get at me so I can buy them from you.
You want to buy
Like,
the
cause I
fight
got I
cards?
got top I got yeah, I had Tops came out with my cards, but they didn't let me keep any when I signed them all. I don't
That's
have any.
look, I'll if I find one, it's gonna be about 550.
Fair. They are valuable.
It's gonna be your fight bonus.
Let's go. One of them.
Look, y'all, we're about to jump off. If anyone's in here, last chance. Anyone have any questions for UFC fighter Alvin Guzzi Hines? I do appreciate for the people tuning in. I love getting, yeah, he's in the UFC, but I mean, he's new in the UFC, so he's not fully out there all the way. So I love getting, these new UFC fighters out and the support and love that they deserve because like he said, he deserves to be here.
You got I'm gonna prove it to everybody on July 18th.
Yeah, guys, and again, if you can be there, Oklahoma City, um, July 18th. I mean, I have not seen any other card, announces quite yet. I've seen a couple in the works, nothing completely official. But obviously, Alvin Hines here is official. But anyway, if you can get to Oklahoma, make sure to come out, support him. If not, tune in to Paramount Plus and watch him July 18th. And stay tuned for a pre-fight interview as we get closer to the time. Or the week of because we're gonna do it in person. We're gonna do it in person this time.
Let's
Um,
go.
but yeah, Alvin, always, it's a pleasure to talk. Have you on and talk to you. And thank you so much for joining.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure. Looking forward to the in-person interview, the merch drop, the class link. We'll all be in videos. And you guys tune in not only to the interviews, but to the fight because I got a statement to make.
And he's gonna make that statement. Look, we're less than a minute away. It's gonna shut off on me. Alvin, have a good night.
God bless.
All right, y'all. Have a